while I was writing, it helped me feel that if someone else is going to go through this and they can follow my path out of it, it will be worth it. So I wasn't just experiencing it for myself, I was experiencing it for the greater good. And I eventually wrote a book out of all this blogging efforts. It took me a couple months, and I wrote a book. And the book is called What to Do When You Really Need Money. And I'll tell you where the phrase comes from. Because what would happen is, here's what would happen. My wife would say, this would happen 3-4 times a week. I'd be off on a path. I'd say, you know what, I'm going to pursue this path. This is what's going to work, and I'm just going to stick to this. And she'd come up to me and she'd say, we really need money. And it would throw me off on a tizzy, and I couldn't focus, and it would make me feel despondent. I'd feel depressed. It crushed me, and it was so difficult to just move forward, to put one foot in front of the other, until I realized that it was a button that was being pushed. She wasn't pushing it on purpose. She didn't know any better. It was instinctual for her. She needed money, and we needed money. So I realized that it was a button, and if somehow I could elude this reaction that when someone says we really need money, or my own brain would tell me we really need money, and I'd panic to keep it in check. And I figured out a system where I realized that it was my main issue was not lack of expertise or lack of skills or lack of a network. Really what it was is that my emotions were getting in the way. That every single time I felt like I needed money, that I entered into this scarcity complex, what would happen is that I would get thrown, and it would topple me for a couple days in a row, and I literally couldn't move, and I'd question, there was self-doubt, and there was resentment. I'd look at successful people, and I'd say, they're probably getting their money in unscrupulous ways, and I'm being honest, and how come they're doing better? And there was a swirl of this noxious mix of emotions, and I really needed to get away from that.